I'm here at the National Design Centre in Singapore to meet with Duleesha Kulasooriya, who leads Deloitte's Centre for the Edge. He's a futurist who helps companies understand emerging trends and what they can do to adapt in an ever-changing environment. So Duleesha, when we talk about leapfrogging, what exactly do we mean?
Well, in the context of technology, it's skipping a few generations of the technology. So it's like your grandma going from the trusty landline to the latest generation smartphone. So they skip the brick, skip the flip phone, skip all the few feature phones and a few early generations of smartphones and going to the latest, right? Now, in the context of regions, we're seeing the same thing with the East and the West, where the East has skipped a few generations of technologies. Let's take retail banking, for example. In the West, you saw kind of the banks handling physical cash, going to ATM networks and credit cards, and then slowly on to internet banking and digital wallets. In the East, where they did not have a lot of ATM networks and even less, so in terms of credit cards, you saw a huge leap to not just digital banking, digital wallets, but even to conversational commerce.
How do you see this playing out in the commerce space?
There are parallels between retail banking and retail commerce as well. Now, in the West, you saw like a similar transition from in-store to online to some sites like platforms like eBay, where it's direct to consumers, and some digital native companies like Dollar Shave Club were very limited. In the East, in contrast, we went from physical stores and kind of leapfrogged a whole bunch of the online stuff. We had a few of those, went way ahead than the West, much faster.
Duleesha, this is all great, but why does it matter?
The shifting patterns and preferences from customers are fundamentally changing the channels to market. And that's fundamentally changing the power in the market. And that's fundamentally changing how value is created and how value is captured.
We've spoken a lot about the leap that's happening in Asia. Duleesha, what role do you see the technology platforms like Facebook playing in this transformation?
Technology platforms are the disruptors in this context. We have an example from Thailand. This son of a fisherman, Anurag Seruthai, he's in this town, little town of Satun, and he's just a naturally born salesperson. On his Facebook platform, he has over 1 million followers, and he sells hundreds of thousands of dollars of fish snacks every single month on the basis of having this platform. This is not something he would have ever been able to do prior to this. Well, large brands are slow to catch on to all these changes, and that's understandable. They're much more risk averse. They have a lot more to lose, so it's predictable. However, if they stay back too long, if they hold back too long, they are not going to be able to catch up, and they will be disrupted by an army of new incumbents.